Hey everybody, and welcome to AJS News. This is the first video this week.
But first, a PSA. So as you know, we are all in the middle of a pandemic. And I actually asked Meta Threads if they could make hats because like my hair is getting out of control. But they actually let me know that they're converting some of their production over to masks. And they asked me if I would be interested in participating with the Gamers Mask for Mask campaign. And what this is for every mask that you purchase, all profits will be used to fund the production of 2 additional masks that is going to be donated to hospitals, medical facilities, and frontline workers. And right now, there's actually still a nationwide shortage of PPEs across the country. PPEs is personal protective equipment. Now, these masks, they're not the N95s because we want to save those for the medical, industry. But the CDC is actually now recommending that, anybody and everybody, including some of these frontline workers, if they don't have access to those N95 masks, to just wear protective gear during the pandemic, because it's actually pretty surprising how easily you can transmit things through just your normal coughing or stuff like that. And so these masks are going to at least help against that. So while they're not N95 respirators, the masks are going to be FDA registered, and I'll leave the link down below. So basically, they serve as a barrier to mitigate the spread of some germs and serve as a reminder for individuals to basically, not touch your face, or a little reminder as you're out there, and provides an alternative, safer alternative than stuff like bandanas and cloths and shirts and things
Plastic
like that.
bags.
Yeah, a sock. I saw someone they cut a hole in like a sock over their head. It's like, what do you?
So what I wanted to do is, instead of having a sock or flowers or spiral designs, is do something really cool. So I got with Jeff Delgado, who is an amazing artist. You guys may know him from our Yodelorian limited edition poster that we did a while back. And he donated his skills to create 2 mask designs. We have one that's like this futuristic samurai kind of, evoking emotions of Cyberpunk a little bit. And then, of course, I'm a big Warhammer 40K guy, and so this other design kind of evokes a little bit of like a Imperium or a Space Marine kind of design with some little AJS flags. So I just want to, hey, if we got to wear a mask, might as well make it look cool, right? Yeah. So the masks are being made right now. If you want a mask, when you buy a mask, it's going to fund the production of 2 additional masks that will be donated to hospitals or medical facilities and other frontline workers who need it, who are in short supply. We don't make any profit. They don't make any profit. This is all just gamers trying to do something good. Gamers, masks for masks. So if you guys are interested, click the links below and you can grab your mask and, look cool. And hopefully this pandemic is, quickly over, so you won't actually need to use this thing long term. But I just wanted to let you guys know that we've got a cool design out there, and you can pick one up and do a little bit of good at the same time. All right, let's get to the news.
All right, the first one I want to talk about today is our friends over at the ESRB have decided they wanted to create a new label to let parents know about loot boxes.
Yes! We won! We won, guys. Come on. What do you mean? We won, and that is important to me. It's like, look, what the fuck? Do your fucking jobs. I know what you're doing. Yes. You're trying to basically put one label that's a catch-all so that parents, okay, this is not that bad. There's not going to be loot boxes. No, there needs to be a label there that says loot boxes, because well,
it doesn't say loot boxes.
What does it say?
It says here, I will put, we'll put it up so everyone can see. So it still just says in-game purchases, but at the bottom it says in-game includes random items in parentheses. They didn't want to use the phrase loot boxes because in their extensive research, they determined that parents don't know what that means.
Sure. Okay. Whatever.
So, but we got the label. It's a step in the right direction. We still have a long way to go.
It's a modification to the label. This is probably just trying to placate.
It's an additional,
that are upset, and it's not going far enough. Now that I hear about it, So it's going from in-game purchases to in-game purchases
in parentheses.
With
it includes random items.
Includes random items. Oh.
So now there's 2 of them. So there'll
that's good. It's a small good.
Yeah.
We need about this much more.
We need a lot more good.
A lot more.
Yeah.
So
but I'll take a small little victory and let's keep pressing.
yes. So it's a good thing. I think that they realized with the backlash from some of the games that came out recently, I mean, literal casinos being put in some of these games and slot machines, that they need to do something a little bit different because otherwise the government are going to come in and they're going to regulate them, and they'd rather self-regulate than have someone who maybe doesn't have the experience to regulate them. So we'll see. In some more good news, we're going to continue this good news train until it gets until it gets bad.
Good.
But
no.
So we got CD Projekt Red. It's the end of the fiscal year. They had their big investor call, and pretty much nothing but good news from them. So the first bit of good news is they wanted to reassure everybody that right now the Cyberpunk is looking good. It's just about done. They've got some voice acting stuff they need to do, but that stuff can be either done remote or added later. But all of the stuff is just we're in the final polishing stages. It's over and getting rated at the ESRB and PEGI and other places. So should be no delays whatsoever. They actually mentioned that, look, we're good for September and we don't care what else is coming out because September it is. Like, we're not going to move it to October if a bunch of games come out in September.
Like
so it's
Call
all
of Duty comes out the same day.
Yeah, the CEO is just like, look,
those are usually August, I think.
They said this is the time for us, and so it's looking good.
Okay.
So that's good for Cyberpunk.
Great news.
We got
They also said about their DLC.
Yeah, so there's a lot to. So there's going to be at least 3 DLCs coming out for Cyberpunk. They didn't mention 3. They just said just as many as Witcher 3, which we got 3. So we
different types of DLC.
Yeah. So hopefully we're going to get they've announced that there's going to be just as many. And again, more good things because
are you sure that it's just as substantial is what I heard. Like basically like Blood and Wine type expansions.
Yeah, large.
Large
you get
ones.
your money's worth. Yeah.
Then you get your money's worth. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
I mean, for me, those are called expansions, not DLC. Like Blood and Wine, that's an expansion. But just the terms these days, it's DLC.
They also mentioned about their incredible year financially. They haven't put out a game. Still, Witcher 3 is selling super, super well.
It helps that they had a whole Netflix series boosting it.
Yeah.
Did you see my boy Henry? Did you see Joe on social media?
Yes,
that he
I
is
follow
one
him.
of us. He was painting Warhammer models. And not just any Warhammer 40K models, but the golden boys. Like the ones that you have to, like the best of the best of the best Marines. The Custodes. So he is fucking, I love Henry, man. That's so cool.
There's like a little secret message
If he's
behind
into
it too,
Warhammer
right?
40K lore, if he plays games, which he does, do you think he's seen the show, Joe? I would love to be like, Henry.
Do you think he knows who OJ is?
He
He's like-
knows who you
he's
are.
gonna be like,
Your
everyone's
boyfriend,
cool,
Joe.
keep me away from that
Yeah,
guy. It's like, no. But-
Henry, if you watch our show, send us an email.
I don't know if he was trying to be subtle
play
about
with
it
you.
or something.
What
'Cause,
kind
like,
of army do you have?
Well, he was painting the figure. He's like, oh, I'm working on something, but he has an email pulled up, but it's kind of blurry.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's like, I'm working on something.
That would be
for you guys who
amazing.
can't really see in the background. I was like, what is he alluding to?
Yes. So I'm excited for any upcoming Warhammer 40K stuff. We have this Inquisitor series, Eisenhorn, coming, a live action one, I think, that's being produced. Fan projects are amazing. Astartes is out. The 5th chapter is out. I highly recommend you go and watch it. This guy needs to be put in charge of some kind of Warhammer 40K animation because it is fucking amazing. We did a video, but we haven't put that video up. Just like sharing people. So let's do it now. Go check out this fan project. I actually contributed to his Patreon because I hope that he does more. And then also there's news that Blood Angels, they're getting a series, an official animation, but it looks nowhere near as good as this guy's stuff. So I'm a little skeptical on Games Workshop's, official Blood Angel series. So they, but any Warhammer 40K media, I'm down with. So I would love to see Henry Cavill do, some more Witcher, obviously, with season 2, and then get into some Warhammer 40K. That would be sweet.
Okay. All right. Back to Witcher stuff.
Switcher.
Yeah, so they sold 6 million units in 2019, which is absurd because they sold 3 million the year before, and then their highest year since was 9 million in 2015. So they're still going really strong.
Happy for it.
So they're doing really well. They said that they are meeting the pandemic head on. They're taking everyone working from home, making sure things aren't going to be delayed. So good news from CD Projekt Red.
Excellent. Sweet.
All right, now we get into some of the less good news.
Aww.
All right, we talked a little bit about Amazon last
It's so
week.
fleeting.
Yeah, we did.
Well, it's not so.
Okay, good.
Amazon was going to release the New World, their MMO, sometime in May of this year, and it's going to be delayed. Apparently, more polishing needs to be done.
Dust.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably fine. You know, this we knew it was kind of coming last week when they mentioned that their Project Tempo, their new Stadia type streaming service was going to get delayed. So I imagine this one's going to get pushed back. Crucible's probably going to get pushed back. It's just a lot of things are going to get pushed back slightly, and it's almost like and so we knew it was coming.
We have a lot of things to play.
Like what's next?
More polishing of the game is great. Yeah. I am looking forward to New World. I haven't played an MMO in a while. I'm hoping that New World can be like something that the Angry Army can get into. And
Not me.
No?
No.
You don't want to get sucked into the MMO world?
No, not anymore.
We're gonna get him sucked in.
No.
I'll just refuse to play. It'll be fine.
You won't.
Yeah, I'll be sick. I'll be sick that day.
You will not.
So yeah, I'm done with MMOs. I don't care anymore. All right. Well, in another interesting bits of news, Resident Evil 3 came out.
Yes.
And it didn't do as well as Resident Evil 2. And so the Metacritic scores went from 92 on average on OpenCritic to 80 on average. Metacritic has a little bit lower too. It's just it didn't come out as well. But Capcom still made
I thought you meant in sales.
Well, this is in rating. And sales actually did pretty well.
Well, in sales, I read that it was a third. 1/3 less than Resident Evil 2, at least in the UK charts.
Yeah, that's only in the UK charts. It doesn't have any of the data worldwide. So in Asia, when you purchase the game, a survey was brought up asking two very important questions. If Capcom made another Resident Evil remake, would you buy it? And if Capcom made a sequel to Resident Evil, would you buy it? So a
sequel to Resident Evil.
An additional Resident Evil.
A mainline game, I guess.
Resident Evil game. So they have...
Yes to both questions.
So what I think that they're doing is because Resident Evil 2 was long and polished and Resident Evil 3 was shorter and less polished, and I think that they've gotten like, hey, we can pump these things out pretty quick. We've got this engine. Let's just do 4. And then continue to do all these other ones. So I thought it was interesting because...
You didn't read the news article? It's
4 is
pretty much confirmed that
there's
they're working on it for 2022 probably.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4 remake, which is getting kind of crazy because that was rather recent and the graphics are still all right. But you know what? I'm okay with it as long as they do a Resident Evil 2 remake job on it rather than a Resident Evil 3 remake job on it.
Just make it worth the money. So
make it worth it.
That's one of the big issues that I think people had with most of the reviews. If anyone gave it less than a 10, is like, no, this game is a 10 out of 10. It's like, this game was not worth $60. It was good. I mean, there's it's not like a miserable time while you're playing it. It just wasn't worth the money. Like there's no excuse for a $60 game to be 4 hours. Speed run without glitches in 50 minutes. Like, no, absolutely not. So
I wouldn't count
insane.
speed runs, but it is shorter than it should have been. Shorter than the original game back in 1999. That's what upset me. And they tried to supplement that with the multiplayer game was Resistance.
Even
IGN, Umbrella Corps. No, thank you.
IGN gave Resident Evil Resistance a 6. Now,
damn, that's like a tree.
Yeah. The IGN scale is always +3 no matter what it is. So.
That's That's actually -3.
Yeah.
But okay.
All right, and the last thing we want to talk about.
So Resident Evil 4 on the way. Will I buy it? Yes,
Yes.
I am. If that's true, because it's still kind of rumors. I mean, they've
rumors.
had some confirmations from third-party
Various,
sources, but not Capcom itself. So, which makes me surprised because I'm wondering, hey, where's Code Veronica? Are we just going to skip that? We're just going to go there. I would rather them have done Code Veronica first because I'm much less familiar with that one. But I guess that's the way they're going. And then ultimately, I want that thing I talked about in my review. Resident Evil fucking 8 ensemble cast. Fucking Carlos, Jill, Claire,
Carlos in his hair.
Chris, everybody. I want everybody in it, you know, up to that point. And that is the one that I'm waiting for. Now, what are they going to do it in first person, third person? I don't know. That's something that's a tough decision they're going to have to make. But looking forward to it, Capcom. I'm happy, though, because at the end of my review, I was like, well, is this going to be the way they ended with a wet fart? No, I think they're gonna move on.
Yeah, if they make money, if they can make money the way they did with Resident Evil, even if it sells less, right? Because if they can condense these games and continue to pump them out, I think we're gonna see a lot more of them.
Yep.
All right, into more rumors and interesting things. We got some tweets today from Crysis, and we haven't heard from them in years.
Wow. Yeah.
So. I don't know if you've ever played a Crysis. You've played all the Crysis games. So the Crysis is the game, if you're not familiar with it, blew up everyone's PCs. I mean, it turned into a meme.
Benchmark.
Like, but can it run Crysis?
It was more of a benchmark than it was a game.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, I think that I think I agree with that. That I think I had more fun seeing if my PC could run it than if I actually played the game.
And how amazing it could look. And this was a while back, so it probably looks average now. I haven't gone back and played it, but okay, it does look. They're like data incoming, or what was it? Gathering data or something like that. I'm like, I don't know.
Receiving data.
Receiving data. I don't know what that means, but. Probably a reveal coming up. What do I expect from a new Crysis game? I expect it's probably a remaster with today's kind of technology and graphics and RTX. That would be cool. I'll look at it, and as long as it stresses our systems, then I'll take a look at it. If it's a new Crysis, now they got a lot to work for because it has to do the same thing that Crysis did last time. It has to be like the most amazing fucking looking game out there, and has to stress even our recent systems. And
I would rather it just be a good game than a game that looked beautiful, though.
No, but they have that reputation now, so they have to.
But I'm saying when I
no, sure, of course,
doesn't matter, Alex.
Yeah, obviously, if you want it to sell well and you want everybody to speak positively about it, it's got to be a good game.
Yeah.
I just kind of assume that people are trying to make good games. rather than benchmarks.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that too. All right, whatever.
Well, the other rumor that I wanted to mention, because it is Monday, and the unreliable internet rumors are claiming that either today or sometime this week, we may finally get an official announcement for Fable 4. And I know it's one of your favorite series of all time.
Top 32 reasons why Fable 4 sucks.
I liked Fable 1. It wasn't perfect, but I remember being a kid, and I loved Fable 1. That game was
super disappointing. The way it was built, the way it was hyped, because I followed it nonstop. Like, I was just as excited. Yes, Fable 1. Like, you could fucking carve your name into the tree, and then later on, as the tree grows, it'll still be there. Nah, none of that shit was like fucking legit.
So cool.
But it was, I will admit, it was a fun game. Yeah. And I was showing tough love to the series because I kind of, admired it, and I wanted it to be better. And, it's just a rumor right now. I know they canceled that recent Fable a while back. It would be cool to see Fable come back, and I would love to review it.
Yeah, look at it again.
And, see if they've, learned and made any improvements.
Just
a rumor for right now.
Right now it's a rumor.
We don't know if that's legit or not. But it did surprise me when they canceled all the Fable stuff. It's like, but that's like, come on, Microsoft. You need more
games,
exclusives while Sony's kicking your ass.
You know what I want? And OJ and I talked about this last week. If
four-person open world co-op.
Yes, that too. Hunter the Reckoning for Xbox Series X. I will buy an Xbox.
Okay, yeah.
Did you ever play Hunter the Reckoning? The priest with the crossbow. You're running around and there's zombies.
We played that shit.
I played. Love that game.
Before you met us, when we need to fucking play it now.
Yeah, that was so much fun. The soundtrack on it alone.
Dude, I'm in chicken nuggies and Hunter the Reckoning. Like, let's do this.
Best day ever.
We'll dress up as the characters and we'll do that.
No, this has nothing to do with anything. He's just trying to put this in here. There's no remaster of that game.
I know, but that's what I want.
So make it happen, guys.
Make it
have to
happened.
direct.
Phil Spencer, you don't.
It wasn't a
watch this.
very good game, just to remind y'all. It was
was
just
so much
because we were
fun.
younger, there was nothing to play.
That's what Fable is. Fable
And-
is exactly that kind of game. I was younger. We didn't care all
Yeah,
that
we didn't
much,
give
but
a
Fable was
fuck.
fun.
And it was with friends. And when you have 4
Yeah.
friends and we're all fucking taking on zombies and
eating
monsters
chicken
and
nuggets.
shit, it's super fun.
I want
Did
more
you
of that.
guys,
Yeah.
do any of you know what this game is? If you do, put it down in the comments.
But,
below.
yeah, this was kick ass.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all we have for this first of 2 videos for this week.
Check out the second videos, guys. And if you want a mask that doesn't have flowers or frillies on it and donates 2 masks to a good cause, go ahead and click the link below. Check it out for yourself. And thank you guys so much. We'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.